Welcome to Running the Table, the podcast where we run through everything on the table in the world of college basketball. New setup, new state, new college basketball season. We've got giant Squirtle in the back. It's all coming together. Welcome back. I'm so excited to be back talking more Boilermaker basketball heading into a brand new college basketball season that is going to get here faster than you know it. It's been a busy summer, not only for me, but for Purdue basketball, especially in the recruiting department. So we're going to jump back into the world of Boilerball by talking about their two newest recruits and the backbone of their 2026 recruiting class, Luke Ertel and Jacob Weber. But without further ado, let's run it. You're headed into the fall on a high note if you're a Boilerball fan, with one of Purdue's most active recruiting summers in recent memory, nailing commitments from incoming freshman Omer Meyer, who I'll talk about in much more detail in the near future, followed by two consensus four-star recruits for the class of 2026 in Luke Ertel and Jacob Weber. Payne knew that he was going to be losing his elite senior backcourt in Smith and Lawyer, and he didn't rebuild, he reloaded. Another two Indiana high school basketball recruits, Purdue continues to dominate the state of Indiana on the recruiting trail, with Ertel and Weber being the number 1 and number 3 recruits in the state, even though Weber is just transferring in for his senior season to play at La Lumiere, one of the premier prep basketball schools in the state of Indiana. Ertel is a true homegrown prospect, playing for Mount Vernon High School for all 4 years, constantly improving and making his presence known. But let's dive into these two players and what makes them special. Starting with Luke Ertel, this kid is the real deal. A true Matt Painter recruit, he started largely unknown on the high school basketball scene, starting as just a 3-star recruit and well outside the top 100 nationally. Regardless, he caught the attention of Paint going into the summer of 2024, where he started watching him before formally extending an offer on July 24th. Soon after, Ertel would take an unofficial visit to West Lafayette in August. That was all it took, because he committed the next day saying, quote, "I think there's no point in waiting when there is such a great opportunity in front of me," end quote. This all happened before his junior season even began, and he has wasted no time getting better with every month. His junior campaign led to a major breakout and steady rise up the national rankings, with breakout games throughout the year, a 10-game win streak for Mount Vernon, and flashes of his rebounding and defensive motor, even at just 6'1". It was clear that Luke Ertel fits the Purdue mold perfectly. He had risen all the way up from 111 back in the time of his commitment to number 65 in the 24/7 Sports rankings in April of 2025, just before absolutely dominating the Indiana Junior-Senior All-Star Game, setting a new scoring record with 36 points. He has only continued his meteoric rise, averaging 19.2 points and 5.4 assists per game while shooting 40% from deep throughout the summer AAU circuit with Indiana Elite, propelling himself to number 53 in the country and a top 5 point guard nationally. I can only imagine what we might see out of his senior season, and I hope he only continues to get even better before joining the Boilermakers next summer. Moving over to Jacob Weber, the 6'6" sharpshooter out of Kearney High School in Nebraska, was a standout in his sophomore and junior seasons before his recent transfer announcement, bringing him to the state of Indiana. He really burst onto the scene as a sophomore, averaging 19.4 points and 3 rebounds per game while shooting 41% from 3, cementing himself as Kearney's go-to scorer and primary perimeter threat, hitting 83s on the season. That kind of production as just a sophomore drew the attention of in-state programs like Nebraska and Creighton, both big-time teams in their own right, but Creighton being much more of the national powerhouse in recent memory. He took that momentum and ran with it, only continuing to expand his game, averaging 21.7 points and 3.1 rebounds per game, shooting 46% from the floor, 42% from 3, and 90% from the free throw line during his junior year. Some of his biggest improvements in his game came through footwork off screens and adding a mid-range pull-up to his bag. When you're the focal point of the offense and the entire defense is locked in on you, you have to come up with new ways to shake the defense, and he did just that. He's worked his way into national recognition, going from all the way back at 147 just this March to number 90 in the national rankings here in September after a strong AAU showing this summer with ETG hoops in the 3 SSB circuit. He'll be another exciting prospect to watch throughout his senior season. Now with a prestigious prep team in La Lumiere, he should have plenty of opportunities to become an even more complete playmaker and scorer before joining Ertel and Purdue next summer. It's going to be an exciting time seeing just what this Purdue staff can cook up before this recruiting class is wrapped up, because they are not done yet. There are quite a few 2026 recruits that Purdue is still in the running for, including a couple of big names. So if they can grab one more piece, especially another forward or athletic wing, this would probably go down as one of, if not the highest quality recruiting classes that Purdue has had potentially ever. It certainly would give the baby Boilers a run for their money. But that's all I've got for today. It feels so good to be back, and I could not be more excited for this upcoming season. As exhibition and preseason games start popping up, I want to take a bigger dive into Purdue's roster and what things may look like for this potential preseason #1 team in the country. So buckle up, get comfortable, and get excited for another season of college basketball. Even in September, we sleep in May. But if you want more from us, like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, I'm out.